So you've noticed something is not quite right with your private practice. Either your referrals are down or the profits seem like it doesn't seem to be there, or maybe you're just not enjoying the work that you're doing anymore. And you know that something needs to change. So you have found your way to a coach or a consultant, a course or a workshop, and you are starting to think, I think this might be the right fit for me. But then you're worried about the money. So instead, you do nothing. I need you to understand that if you change nothing, nothing changes. And even though it feels like doing nothing, waiting and seeing is the free choice, it's actually costing you money because it's preventing you from having the change that would actually bring the money in the door. Let's have a conversation about investing in your business development, strategy, and growth. Now, a little while ago, I had a conversation on my blog and in a couple different Facebook groups about Alex Hermosi's big giant launch that he had. And one of the things that I really encourage people to consider was how we are willing to do things like pay for a building or buy a new couch. We'll buy a computer or even invest in a technology system if it's something that is HIPAA compliant and necessary for our business. But when it comes to business development, because there's not always a super tangible outcome immediately identifiable to us, we'll like discount that or we'll put that off in hopes that things will change and we'll suddenly get more money and then we can invest in the thing. More times than not, the opposite is actually true. You have to invest in the thing to get the results that you actually want to have. And holding off on that is probably costing you in more ways than one. Now, there are three primary reasons why I see people are afraid to invest in their business or hesitant to invest in their business. Obviously, the first one is fear, right? You are feared that you won't get a return on your investment, that the money that you spend is money that you won't have to be able to do things like like pay the general bills or payroll in your business. So I absolutely understand that fear of not seeing a return on investment is a real one. One of the things that I encourage my clients to do personally is let's get crystal clear on the outcome that you need to have in order for this to be valuable for you. I don't want you to just feel better. Like that's a byproduct for me. You're gonna feel better, but let's actually figure out what would move the marker in the quality of your life and the quality and health and stability of your business. If we can get clear on that, then I'm going to be able to tell you, yes, I can help you with that, or no, I can't, right? If you can identify what you actually want to have happen, then it's not the right time to invest with a coach. It might be the right time to invest with somebody who can help you figure that out. And sometimes people can do a little bit of both, right? So because I'm a coach that has a trauma-informed, certification and I work with people on mindset, I can talk to you a little bit about the things that are going on behind the scenes, that those beliefs that are preventing you from making good decisions. But it doesn't matter how much of a great marketing plan I put together for you. If your mind is still telling you that posting is not going to work, you're never going to implement the strategy that I give you. But a big one is we just aren't used to it. Yes, we paid for our degrees, but for most of us, we didn't actually see that money come out of the debit account or come show up on the credit card statement. For most of us, that money was in a student loan or a grant or some other type of scholarship. So we have not got the muscle memory of paying for the thing. And so it automatically triggers our brain to say, like, what are you doing? That's a huge investment. What are you doing with that, right? For some of us, we also have like some money trauma, right? Maybe you grew up with poverty or you have financial difficulty through a relationship or a divorce or something of that nature. And so the muscle memory of investing in yourself and your business with your own dollars might feel a little bit unnatural to you. But honestly, I think the biggest reason why people hesitate is because change is organically not what our brains love to do, right? We like patterns and routines. And even though we want our business to be better, we kind of already know a little bit inside that also means it's going to be different. And we're concerned about hey, I feel like I'm working super duper hard right now. I feel like I am getting up early and staying up late and I'm, burning the candle at both ends. if I want it to be better, like subconsciously, you probably are actually believing that better is going to equal harder. And part of that is because of people like Alex Hormozy, who has kind of, built up this hustle and grind, bro, marketing bravado, where you really do think that unless you're sleeping on a concrete floor and working, 7 days straight, that you're not actually putting in enough effort. Truthfully, it's not generally working harder that's going to get you where you want to go. It's working smarter. So it's being more consistent. I can tell you the amount of clients I have had in the last 6 months and progress I've had in the last 6 months in my business has been exponential to what I had even a year or two ago. And I'm doing less every day and every week than I was before. But I am so laser focused on who exactly I want to work with. I don't put out content on my social media that is not directly targeted towards therapists, clinicians, counselors who are building a 6-figure plus private practice, want that to be a life first business, have generated some revenue and are looking to scale up. Every single thing that I'm doing is always targeted towards that. And because I'm only talking to that person, I don't feel like I have to talk constantly. I don't. I batch my content and I use technology to help me edit that and put it out and schedule it in a more efficient manner. And so I'm actually working less hard today than I was, even 1 year ago, but definitely than I was 5 years ago. And I'm having more progress and making more money. So bottom line with that, I just want you to really understand that if you're worried about the, cost, the return on the investment, or the potential that it's going to be more work for you, chances are there is a higher cost that you are paying today than what you're going to have to pay once you start working together with someone. Yes, there is absolutely a financial investment, but the reality is because you're going to have a better strategy that's customized to you, because you're going to have the benefit of somebody who has a completely different perspective, it's going to be that much better for you on the other side. Now, there are two things that I do in my business specifically with you in mind who's maybe a little bit hesitant about the investment or concerned that, wondering about whether or not this might be the right time. The two things that I do is, number one, I offer you 3 levels of service that I can provide for you. Number one, the top layer, kind of my premier program, is where I'm doing a lot of the work for you. That is my highest ticket offer. It generally is a high 4/5/6-figure offer, depending on what service delivery I'm providing. But that is for people who say, like, I know how valuable my time is, and so I want the results without my time, right? Then I have a what I call done with you approach, which is I'm going to work side by side with you and help you develop things. I'm going to give you strategies and techniques. It's going to be customized to your business and your brand, but because you're going to do some of that legwork based off of the strategy that we implement, it saves you time off of that doing it by yourself, but also money off of that higher ticker price point. And then my DIY approach is where I give you the courses and workshops and digital tools that you use that give you structure, but then you have to apply your individual business to that structure. So I give you 3 levels of that. The second thing that I do is I have payment plans around all of my service offering. At the highest level, I give a customized payment plan that includes ACH payments, etc. On the lower levels, I have payment plans that could range from, a PayPal, pay now, buy now, pay later plan, all the way up through some other type of more customized kind of coach specific plans. So I recognize where you are and there are options. You just have to be willing to look for the options. So here's what I want you to do. If you have been watching me for a while, you've been following me on social media, you've been liking my posts, you've been watching my videos, YouTube is constantly recommending me now. If that is you, I want you to sign up for a consultation. There will be a link below this video for you to sign up for one of those consultations. And let's see if I'm the right fit for you. And then see if maybe it will fit into your financial plan for your business. Do not let time pass you by, because I promise you we can make it better, quicker, and faster when you take action today.